Okay, so go now, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the first episode of the Bon Jovi Talk podcast / live video. Today I'm talking with James, who is another Bon Jovi fan. The reason I'm doing this is because I want to start interacting with more Bon Jovi fans, get an opinion, see what they think of the band now, of the past, obviously talk about the upcoming European tour and things like that. So, James, let you have a little chat first.
Yeah, so I've been a Bon Jovi fan since I first saw the Crush Live DVD in about 2005. I think my dad showed that to me, and I've kind of been a fan since. I saw them in 2008, live at Twickenham, when I was 7, so that was really cool. I haven't been able to see them since, so that's why I'm really looking forward to them coming over. But yeah, I'm a big fan. They are my favourite band. I've got ungodly amounts of songs from them on my Spotify, that sort of thing. So yeah, big fan. Yeah, I love the band. Even now, I'm enjoying what they're putting out. So yeah, that's me.
So obviously, as you said there, you first DVD that you watched was the Crush tour. Have you seen a difference in the band from the Crush tour DVD to now?
Yeah, obviously, like there's the things that you can put down to age. So you've got lots like no one expects them to be on quite the same level now as they were then. That is 18 years ago now. But even then, you could see that John's voice wasn't the be all and end all that it used to be. Which is, it's bizarre to think that they've had more time as a band with him having to alter how he sings and singing naturally.
That's true.
Because I think they formed in 83.
Yeah.
And by 99, 2000, he was having to change things a little bit. So they've had more time like that.
Yeah, that's a good point. I've never really thought of it that way. Obviously, as you said, they are getting on, and obviously no band sounds the same as they did, as you said, even 18 years ago, let alone 35. I think my biggest problem, obviously, with the band at the moment is kind of how everything is still the same in terms of, you know, the music hasn't really changed over the past couple of years, and obviously members have drifted, as we know, but prices seem to be going up. And I think that to me is the biggest problem with the band at the moment, because the same as yourself, you know, I've been a fan since the Crush album. Really, it's my life era. I was 7 years of age, and ever since then, you know, there's still my #1 band, as you can see. You know, there's photos and frames and all kinds in here, but I still think that I think it's a good thing to have that discussion where things aren't right or things could be better on. You know, I've always said I treat Bon Jovi like I treat my favourite football team, obviously Liverpool. You know, on their bad day, does that mean that you can't criticise them? Does that mean you can't say things could be better?
No, 100%. Like, no one's pretending that. I even the diehards who are like, John's amazing at everything, they can't be looking at this and say it's as good as it could be. And I'd like to think he still cares about what people think. So really, if he's criticism is only a healthy thing. Like, I don't like the people that are going, obviously every opinion's valid, because like, oh, they should just sack it off. Or whatever. I don't see the point in saying that, because I don't think it's going to happen.
No,
he's making so much money out of doing this. It's not going to happen. But like, people saying, we'd like to see more variety in the set lists or whatever. We'd like to see you try some new stuff on new albums. That can only be a positive thing. Yeah,
and I think that's my biggest gripe. You know, certainly with the American tour, when you were going on to the set list and there was no changes, and you kind of go, come on, you know, just throw something in, anything, you know, even a song that.
Actually, at the beginning of the tour, where you sort of went a good sort of 6 or 7 dates where it was the identical set list. It's not as if it was sort of, they've made some changes with the same skeleton. It was the exact same. It
was, and with Bon Jovi, to be fair, that's pretty rare. And that's what I was saying. It seems to be now, obviously, as time's gone on, things are staying the same, and it should be the other way around. In my opinion, obviously, you're writing more material, you're getting, you know, different generations of fans coming through. You know, play the old stuff, play the new stuff, play stuff in the middle. And I think obviously when they come to Europe, which, you know, and everyone knows this, some people take offense to this, but that is when they really put on a show in terms of
most
set list and
iconic
performance.
band in Europe. Like,
Yeah.
they're the ones who know the band the most, that sort of thing. Like, I think the best performance that they have done is either in like London '95, but that set list is just amazing.
Yeah.
Or there's one where I saw it's from like April 1993 or something like that, and I saw a video that Damn TV put up.
Yeah.
It was in like Germany or something like that, and they were just on fire.
Yeah.
It was so good, and like, obviously no one's expecting them to be like that, but you need to have those sorts of set lists where it's like, holy shit, they played this.
Yeah, exactly.
Really keep the stuff going.
I mean, in 2013, I was a little bit worried about where they were going, where they were heading. Obviously, with the whole Richie thing, the whole Richie saga, I was wondering what was gonna happen. And you know, at that time, you could start to see a decline in John's voice already, and he started to age a little bit, which obviously does happen. But it seemed to happen very quickly that when he started to age.
You can see the stress that he was going through at that time.
And that's where
I was... so many conversations about Richie and stuff, but like, you go through having who the guy thinks is his best friend walk out on him on tour when it's already in a fragile state. Say if you go and watch the Cleveland show, it was a good show, but like, you can see in certain songs where it's kind of Richie's just making sure it still sounds good.
Yeah. Well, I always remember they done a BBC show. It was like a promo one for the What About Now album. And I remember going down to my dad after it and saying something's not right. Because I remember, I don't know whether they were doing interviews in the middle of the songs that had happened previously, but I remember John saying that Richie had stayed at home to watch the football or something. And something just tweaked in me. I was like, he seems a little bit peed off here. And then when I was watching them for a band who were releasing a new album, there just seemed to be no chemistry. Which obviously between John and Richie was strange. And that for me was where, obviously I know Richie went to rehab a couple of times beforehand, but that was the first time where I went, oh, something's not right. And I remember waking up in the middle of the night and just randomly checking my phone and seeing Richie will not be attending this leg of the tour. And I was like, okay, it makes sense. Obviously what's gone on 6 months ago, now it makes sense.
Definitely. I think it's a hard one with Richie. I don't blame him for leaving. Like, that is within his rights. The only thing that bothers me is how he did it.
That's it. Yeah.
You don't sell tickets. You don't promote a tour. And then go, I don't fancy doing this anymore. If he'd have been ill, if he'd have needed to go into rehab, or if he had like a family member be ill or whatever, completely different. But I just think it's having the decent, I don't want to do this anymore. And after this tour, I shall be leaving. The commitments that I've made, I'm going to fulfill them. Like, we don't know what was going on behind the scenes. Like, as you said, something was clearly not quite right.
And
I don't think he was in a very good place in terms of music. Like, I think if I watched the one they did the show in New York in like July or something like that, it was all right. It was fine. But then if you go and watch the one in Brisbane, that is the most depressing live show I've seen. It's just, none of them want to be there.
Am I right in thinking that was the one where they played War Is Over, Happy Christmas, whatever it's called?
I think so. Like, they played, I think on that leg of the tour, they were finishing with like Christmas. They played like Run Rudolph Run or something like that.
It was like the last, pretty much last show of the tour, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it?
It was
that was really, really, like, it was quite sad to watch, I thought, that show. Because
especially when he was singing certain songs, I think like In These Arms was atrocious. To see he was physically hurting. Like, both mentally and physically, just like, it hurts his voice. His nose sounding like shite.
Well, I also think watching stuff like that, you kind of go, the last show of the previous tour was obviously Lisbon, and that was unbelievable. Like, you got Get Ready, It's Hard Letting You Go, all these types of rare songs.
Now, I think,
and then the last show of the What About Now tour, you were like, I'm glad that's over.
I think I do find it interesting how they scheduled that, and
the
Circle and the Greatest Hits tour kind of became one thing to an extent, but like, they spread it out quite well, and then it took sort of 18 months, 2 years. They did What About Now? They did America 3 times,
right?
and then all the other stuff. space of like 11 months.
Exactly. And
it was suicide in 1995, let alone in 2013.
And I always remember that was one of the arguments that Richie and Tico had, that they do get rushed back. David hasn't really said much on it, I found, but that Richie and Tico have made it clear that they do feel like they get rushed back a little bit. And that's where, again, you know, you kind of think, you know, has John lost the passion for product? You know, is it just now, okay, we can make so much money on tours? Because my brother made a good point the other week. We were speaking, and he was saying, you know, not many bands or artists make money from albums anymore, because obviously, you know, streaming and touring is where money is where you can get the money.
So like you need to promote the album to make the money.
So and I kind of, you know, it was more so than hearing for somebody else, but it was like, you know what, maybe that's why, you know, the studio stuff is kind of rushed.
Like you look at their studio albums, there are some fantastic songs. It was interesting, like when I was talking to you on Twitter once, and you said that Love the Only War was one of your favourite songs, and I never really listened to it properly. I went and watched the performance from like Anaheim or something.
Yes, I know which one.
So good.
You know what, Love's the Only Rule got me straight away, and I on the other podcast the other day, I said this, it was one of them songs that after the 2008 tour, I wondered how John would sound again, because he sounded great. You know, towards the end, and you could see him playing rare songs. And I was thinking, the circle here, this album, potentially, is he going to play it safe and just leave stuff for live? As I said, you know, is the passion not there in the studio? And I remember coming home, it was winter, not far from this time, actually, I think in a week's time. It's like nearly the 9th anniversary of it.
Bizarre, isn't it? Nice.
It's mad. And I put the album on, and I was listening, and it was like, I must admit, I still love The Circle now. And that song came on, and just the power in it, like the drums, John's vocals, the guitar, the beats, just, it was one of them songs where it finished and I was like, wow. And then I remember staying at my friend's house, and it was on the start of the Circle tour, and they played that song, and John just owned the stage like he did in the early 90s. And I was like, this song is going to be unbelievable live. And it's got to, I think it's a song that has to stay, has to be brought back and has to stay in the set list.
I'd be interested to see how he sounds on it now.
I have to agree. It's because it is a difficult song to sing.
It's a hard one to sing. It's high, like, and it's, the notes are quite long. Like, I'm by no means a musician. I can't sing.
Oh no, same.
You still try, and I'll still sing along to songs. And there are still others that I find easy. So like In These Arms, I find fucking hard to sing because it's just hard. I'd be really interested to see how he sounds on that. But there are certain songs that from the Circle I feel like need to be played again.
Yes.
And Night's a great song. I really like that song.
Which one, sorry?
Superman Tonight.
I think that's brilliant song. Yeah, absolutely brilliant song.
Like they played it acoustic on.
They did.
All right. I think I'd like to hear that again. It annoys me that We Weren't Born to Follow is the main song.
Oh, jeez. To this day, I mean, even Because We Can was a little bit disappointing as the first single, but I remember waking up again because it got broadcast on America, on some American radio station, We Weren't Born to Follow, and I got up at 3-4 o'clock in the morning to listen to it on a school day, and I was I remember being disappointed, and I think it was that at that time I was starting to go, oh, is this the same band that I fell in love with? And obviously it still is now. I probably love them more now than I did then, but that was the song where I was like, I was expecting like a rock song, but you know, after the whole country, whatever they were saying, you know, Lost Highway was.
Lost Highway I enjoyed. Like, it's a good album, but it isn't.
To me, Lost Highway, I remember listening to it, and I was only 14 when it come out, so lyrics, you know, the melody, all things like that didn't really matter to me. If a song was catchy, I liked it. As time's gone on, I do appreciate it a little bit more, because I feel like they were actually a band then. You feel you hear a band playing, and you feel like a lot of thought went into it. And then obviously, you know, they were saying, you know, we're going back to a rock album and so on and so forth. And then they released We Weren't Born to Follow, and I was like, really? You know, with that.
It's just the epitome of an underwhelming sort of.
Yeah, and Richie had that that basic guitar solo, which you had to go back in the studio and re-record because fans, you know, John screaming guitar and all you hear is the same melody, and you're like, I was just a bit disappointed. I'm not saying it's a bad song.
It's the sort of song that if it was like, oh, nice, they played this.
Yeah.
And then they wouldn't play it again.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when it comes on, I don't go, oh, this song, you know, again, it's a catchy song. You sing along to it. But it's not what I wanted as a first single.
There's so many better songs. Like, they could have put Love's the Only Rule as the first single. And that would be like,
imagine that. Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's like Christ. They're like, Lost Highway for me is a weird one. It was the first album I ever got bored to listen to. I was like 7.
Right.
Yeah, it came out in 2007. I was 6 or 7.
Yeah.
It's the tour that I saw them on, and then I saw them in July. My parents got divorced in September, so it's got quite a lot of like memories and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Stuff. So I listen to it. I've got the enjoyment of listening to it, and I've got the nostalgia, that sort of thing. So it is enjoyable for me. But I listen to some of them, and I'm like, I love this sound. It's a dreadful song. I can't stand that song.
Which one?
I love this sound. Can't.
Oh, jeez, yeah. Do you know what put me off that song? I don't know if you'll remember this. On the BonJovi.com website back in 2007, if you clicked on that website, the intro of that song, I always knew that part always come on, and it just irritated the life out of me. Because back then, I mean, I can't remember last time I was on the BonJovi.com website, because you find everything on Twitter and that now.
Yeah.
But that, I remember every day I'd refresh the page and that would play, and I'd go, come on, change the song.
Yeah.
And I think that always put it off. Again, it's I mean, it's one of them songs that I can't remember last time I listened to it, in all honesty.
There were quite a few that, it's one of the few that I would never choose to listen to.
Yeah.
It might come up, but there's never in a million years I'm choosing to listen to that.
But it's crazy, because I know some diehards and like people who've been to numerous shows who absolutely love it. And I suppose that's a good thing, that there's so much difference of opinion, different taste.
You can see that on Twitter. Like, there's people who are like, I love, people would be like, I really like Have a Nice Day as an album.
Yeah.
I only got into it about 6 months ago.
Yeah, I love Have a Nice Day.
I like Bells of Freedom.
Yeah, Bells of Freedom is a great song.
I've seen a few live performances of it, sort of just like on YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
No, it's really good. Really enjoy it. There'll be some people who are like, I hate the entire album.
Yeah.
Bon Jovi, really, isn't it?
I think with a lot of people, they see, obviously, I mean, I'm one of them in terms of, they're not the same band. And I think obviously on Twitter, obviously I do get people saying, oh, you're not a fan and whatever else. And I get why people say that. But for me, it's more so like, they irritate me more than anything. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. Like, in terms of this Runaway tours,
I couldn't care less about that.
Like, to me, it's just
so much money.
Yeah, it's so much money, but the fact that that's come on sale before, you know, the actual tour, as it kind of shows what level John's at now, where he's at in his head. You know, that for him is,
that is an easy thing. Like, if you're him and you're going on stage and you know you're going to really struggle with pretty much all the songs you're singing, he's probably looking at it like, you know what, I can chill with my acoustic and sound reasonable. And
where people, you know, literally scream at whatever he says, because if you watch, you know, them videos on YouTube, he'll say anything and they're clapping him and screaming and you're like, come on, like, he can't. He's literally said, you know, thank you, and everyone's going ballistic.
Like, you could sort of go like, oh yeah, I killed someone on the way here.
Yeah.
Well done, really great.
Yeah, but that's kind of like the impression I get from some of these shows. And I don't get me wrong, when I listen to them on YouTube and, you know, they've played, you know, I Will Drive You Home, or as you said, Bells of Freedom, you know, things like that. Like, I appreciate it, and I do go, I would like to hear that, because I love I Will Drive You Home. I always have. That's a song where I go, yeah, like, I'd love to hear that live, but then you look at the price and you go, hold on a minute, $5,000 to, I mean, I get seasick anyway, so I'd be useless on it. But I don't know. I think people confuse. I know I can be negative on it, but I think people confuse that for me being a fan, if that makes sense. You know,
like, you look at the stuff that you say and other thing, like, you can tell it's coming from a place like you just want the band to be the band.
Yeah, and do you know what I always find is, there'd be things where I post positive and you never hear of anyone. No. And then the minute I put something, and I could tell you off the top of my head, these people, the minute I put something, the same people comments, oh, you should be called this. How dare you? John is this, John is that. And I'm like, all right, you know, you like it, I don't, you know, end off.
Twitter though, that's people just not knowing how to have a different opinion.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's the whole point of the page, and you know, you're on the Jovi Talk forum yourself, and there are people on there, and don't get me wrong, in the past I've gone, what are you going on for? Like, you're just moaning here, and that's probably how I come across. But I think the difference is I try and have a conversation with people over it, and it turns into I'm a hater or whatever, I'm a troll, or it's not, you know, I genuinely absolutely love the band.
There's some people who are sort of like, say like the videos that they've been putting up on their official website, on the official YouTube channel recently. All but like two of them, I've been, you know what, I've enjoyed this. They've put up the thread and I've been like, you know what, if the vocals are rough, whatever, you know, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like the amount I've been called stupid before, but saying, you know what, I enjoy this performance. And like that's where, it's never been someone like you, but it's been people who are like, you enjoyed a 2018 performance, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah, and that's it. Do you know what? They put on Keep the Faith the other day. I loved it. But again, I mentioned that on the page, and you don't get, oh wow, you know, me too. It's nothing.
Yeah.
It's a like, and I go, come on a minute, like you can't say that I hate everything, and then when I post that I do like something, I loved it. I thought the Keep the Faith performance, especially, and this is gonna sound bad, when John went off stage, it got even better. You know, with the outro and that.
Like you can tell that's where they let Phil just be Phil.
Exactly, which we are missing.
Yeah, and I think like you've brought in a guy that is notoriously good at doing that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like you saw around when they got induction into the Rock Hall, he was saying like how I have to play the solo. There's no perfect apart from that 30 seconds to Keep the Faith.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you've got this guy that is oozing charisma.
Yeah.
When you let him.
Yeah.
Just let him go for it for a bit. It's like, and you see it in the outro to This House Is Not For Sale, and they play Love.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
That should have been on the album. That should have been.
Oh, do you know what, right? I've been tempted to put on the Jovi Talk forum something like this. Why do Bon Jovi play fantastic outros live but never have them on the album?
Yeah.
Like,
they used to do them on the albums.
Well, yeah. But like,
just haven't done it. So like, Off Bounce has songs like The Distance.
Yeah.
I love that song anyway, to be fair.
Yeah.
But
the outro live.
Extra stuff added on.
Yeah.
Live, and I'm like, that just makes it even better.
Yeah, but like off the top of my head, I can think, obviously we've said Keep the Faith, and we said This House Is Not For Sale. There's two where the songs would have been even better than they are. But then Love's the Only Rule live, you know, he does the extended.
It's about double the length live.
Yeah. Born Again Tomorrow live has a really like rocky beat at the end when it's played live, but that's not on there.
Like a long time that was. Well, basically, they played on the first leg of the tour.
Yeah.
I don't think they played in South America, and they definitely didn't play it.
But I mean, I don't know. I love that song anyway.
Again, it's one of the few songs on This House Not For Sale that they've tried something.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. You know, they're doing outros like that, but they don't play them on the album. They seem to add it live. One of the best ones was Thorn in My Side.
Yeah.
Like that dual solo at the end was like, made that song 100 times better.
Yeah.
Why wasn't that included on the album?
Live these days, it seems to be.
Yeah.
Like the songs on the albums are just kind of like you wrote normal songs, like fine, whatever.
Yeah, and that's
right. There's still some songs on the albums I don't know. Like Knockout, I just don't like.
Yeah, I've never been a huge fan of that anyway, to be honest with you.
Right. I remember when they were releasing songs, like back when they were releasing just the singles for This House Not For Sale. I heard This House Not For Sale. I was like, you know what? I like this. It's good.
Yeah.
Knockout came out as like.
Yeah, I was exactly the same. Nothing for me, just didn't do it.
But it just wasn't quite there.
But then, for me, I still really like This House Not For Sale. Not as much as I did when it first come out.
That's a honeymoon period, though.
Exactly, yeah. And to be fair, I mean, I must admit, I listen to it almost every day for about a year, and I still, and if I play it now, I don't dislike it.
Yeah.
But the one song that I also haven't been able to tolerate, apart from Knockout, which Knockout I can bear, is Come On Up to Our House.
It's corny.
Yeah, it's like the video's corny, but I don't know. Just I hate how John sings there, I must admit. I don't know. There's just something about that.
It's pet peeve. Like I can be like, you know what? It's Come On. It makes me smile.
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck it. I can listen to this. But
yeah.
It's not one that I'll go, you know, this is really good. One thing I find weird is that two of my favourite songs on the album, which are Real Love and I Will Drive You Home, are only on the deluxe editions.
Are they your two favourite? Yeah.
They're two of them.
Okay.
I wouldn't say they're the top two.
Yeah.
I Will Drive You Home is definitely the best one.
Yeah, I Will Drive You Home is brilliant.
It feels authentic.
Yeah.
Like it feels almost like they went, you know what, this is going on the deluxe edition. We can kind of have fun with this. It feels like Labour of Love, but like that in a weird way. It's like a similar sort of message, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get you.
I like that. I like Labour of Love as well. I think.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I went to the Palladium show, where they previewed obviously the album.
Yeah.
And to me, like that was one of my favourite shows that I've been to because it felt really intimate. But it felt like a band proud of what they were releasing. And obviously, I know it's not everyone's taste, and not everything will be. I know people who dislike these days, which
I can't get my head around that.
It's just like, come on. But that to me, and I was happy with that type of show. And then I was thinking, is this the type of show that they're going to start doing now, where it's a bit more intimate? Obviously, very similar to, dare I say it, the Runaway shows. But with the full band, I was thinking, is this going to be the type of scale of tour now where they do Shepherd's Bush, the Palladium, little intimate shows, little theatres here and there. But it's obviously never going to happen.
Like that. I saw a band called the Gaslight Anthem. Love them. I saw them at the Edmonton Apollo.
Right.
Like best concert I've ever been to.
Yeah.
So there's like 3,000 or 4,000 people in there, and it was. And what's quite good is that it was a reunion tour. It was like a 10th anniversary of their most successful album, and they got back together for it. So it was only diehards.
Yeah.
So good. And that sort of atmosphere for a gig's great. You're not looking at a screen.
Nope. Yeah.
I saw the Foo Fighters again in June.
Right.
Really good, but I was looking at the big screens the entire show.
Yeah.
Like you don't quite get that intimate feeling,
Yeah. I mean, when the 2013 tour happened, I done 3 shows that tour, and I think the first one I went to was Manchester, and I went with my girlfriend, and we got like the cheap seats. I think they were like 25 quid.
All right.
But I was made up because I got to see the stage in all its glory that day.
Yeah.
With the big car and the big screens and that.
That cool stage.
Yeah, and it like that was amazing to see. Then I went to Hyde Park, and obviously the stage was different. Oh, sorry, I went to Slane Castle before that. Sorry.
Cool place. I saw a video of Red Hot Chili Peppers playing there in like 2003.
The Slane was good. I must admit it's not one of me. It probably isn't even in my top 3 shows. But there's like I got to see John himself. I wasn't looking at a big screen, and I enjoyed having that difference. Seeing the big screen when it goes dark in a stadium, you get to see the lights. But then I appreciated being up close or fairly close and just watching John on his own. When I say on his own, obviously not on a big screen. And I enjoyed that difference where if I go to one show and I look at the screen, it doesn't have the same effect. I agree with you there.
Yeah.
I find that with the boxing. I'm a massive boxing fan. And I'll go to, say like a big Anthony Joshua fan. And if I go to see one of his fights, I don't want to be looking at the screen. I want to be looking at the ring, do you know what I mean? But it kind of takes the shine away because you think, could I just watch this at home?
Yeah, I know what you mean. For the atmosphere.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. If it wasn't for the atmosphere and obviously, the whole experience, you kind of think, God, I'm literally watching this on a screen. That's no different to at home. But I do think with Bon Jovi, I think I found that balance now where I will probably see a show if the stage is good, like last time. Maybe do one in the seating area again and then go and see them up close again.
And when they come over, as long as I can afford it, I'm definitely going to go and see them because I barely remember the show that I went to. So it'd be nice just to have one where I can go like, you know what, I've seen my favourite band, and even if I don't see them again, I can go like, you know what, I was here.
Yeah, well, I do. I agree. Yeah, that's it. It's don't get me wrong. I must admit, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was kind of like, you know, if they tour, they tour. Now I'm excited though with this whole build-up happening.
Yeah, and I think that's good marketing that though, isn't it? Like they've gone like, damn.
Yeah, I think it is. I think the only downfall is that so many bands or artists since then have released shows. Obviously,
yeah, they've kind of cucked themselves and they've gone, well, we're going to tease it, and then
yeah,
the Mac and all that lot have come out with their shows.
Yeah, and obviously the rumor was that they were meant to announce it last month. So whether something there has been a hiccup of some kind.
Maybe.
I mean, I still say to this day, I'm hoping that they play Anfield.
That'd be cool. Like, I haven't really seen gigs at Anfield before.
No, well, I think they've done a charity one years ago, and it's like I'd say the past 2 or 3 months, they've done a whole process of commissioning shows there, and it got approved. So since then, Pink and Take That have announced shows, and Anfield is getting up to 6 a year. So there's still 4 spaces, and obviously Bon Jovi are still a big band.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that they are one. I did read an article about Anfield holding concerts, and Bon Jovi were one of the names mentioned.
That'd be cool.
So like I am, you know, touch wood, I do hope that they are going to be there. But
if they come to Liverpool, I'd imagine the only worry, because if they come in the summer, they could maybe play Old Trafford as in the cricket ground. Also, that's in Manchester, but
yeah,
that's where they did the
2011.
They did like the Ariana Grande like show there when they had the Manchester bombing, so that seemed to work really well.
Well, they done the show. I went to the cricket ground show in 2011, and it was all right. I still prefer the Etihad.
Okay.
But someone was saying the other day that they're gonna maybe do almost like one big show in certain places. So
yeah.
So the guy had on the podcast.
I don't think they've got the appeal to do sort of Sunderland these days.
No, I don't. That's why I'm hoping if they do the Northwest, it'll be Liverpool or Manchester.
It'd be a stretch to do both.
Yeah, I can't see them doing both. The only good thing that they would get with doing Anfield is promotion. With you know, with it being so new, shows being there.
Be one of the first shows at Anfield.
They get decent exposure for that in some ways.
Yeah, I'm hoping if they come to the UK, they're going to do London, which is quite because I'm in Surrey, so like I am guaranteed a show pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'd want. I mean, ideal for me would be them playing like the O2 or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't. Tickets would be so expensive if they do that.
Yeah, I guess.
Wembley's reasonable these days. It's just a bitch to get to. Wembley.
It is, and obviously you've got that whole drama with John and all that after last time.
Okay.
But like I must admit, to be fair, I went to Wembley for the Joshua fight in September, and to get there, it wasn't too bad. I thought. I mean, don't get me wrong. I got a taxi directly outside it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't bad really.
No, when I say that, like compared to the other one.
Oh yeah.
London and that sort of thing. Like if it's in somewhere like Twickenham, not easy either, but some of them are a lot easier to get to than others. So like the Olympic Park isn't that bad. Like I go from where I am into like Victoria, then on to Stratford, and I'm basically there.
Yeah.
Well, some of them like unless you drive, it's just like annoying amounts of like we're spoiled in the There's so many venues that like if we have to do more than 2 train changes, we're annoyed. But it's I'm hoping they just come. It'd be nice to get like that memory there.
Yeah. Oh,
I can remember it, and I knew all the songs because I can't see them playing something I don't know.
Yeah. Here's a question. Somebody, well, you know, the guy that I done the podcast with the other day, he said to me, "Think of top 5 Bon Jovi songs." So I'm gonna give you the same question on the spot here.
Hard. This is really on me like that. That's a hard one. I don't know.
As I said to him the other day, mine does change a lot, more so depending on mood. Or so for me, I found I wanted to include a couple of B-sides or unreleased, you know, because some of them I think are better than most of the album tracks on certain albums. But I tried to keep it obviously just the studio stuff.
I'll keep the studio ones. I'll do that.
Yeah. It is on the spot.
I don't know if it'd be in any given order, but I could definitely give you 5. I think It's Hard Letting You Go is an amazing song.
Yeah, I agree.
These Days was not an album I got into. So I got into Bon Jovi, and then I listened to sort of like the classics, and then I listened to These Days. But just for some reason, they just completely ignored it when they put it on like the best of CDs and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Listened to that album, and then It's Hard Letting You Go really stood out to me. So that's certainly up there.
Yeah.
And then that O2 performance of it.
I still to this day get goosebumps watching that video.
Yeah, that one. They've got one in Joburg as well. That's really good.
My mate was at the O2 show where they played it,
wow.
and he said it was literally one of them moments where the crowd just went silent, but in a good way. It was literally, let's just watch and take this in. It wasn't, obviously a lot of people wouldn't know what it is, casuals and that. But he said, like he said, you couldn't hear a word from anybody, or everyone was just watching John and the band and just taking it all in. And you get that impression when you watch the pro shot.
That video, and he is such a cool dude.
Yeah.
Video.
Yeah.
Which you don't quite get that vibe anymore.
No, I tell you what though. There's a show from 2014, and I remember when he went grey, and I was just like, I don't approve of this, because you don't want to see obviously someone you look up to age, do you? Do you know what I mean? And when I seen him going grey, I was like, oh no. And I thought he looked awful. It's weird back then. I thought he looked dreadful, but he'd done a show in 2014. It was like in Red Bank or something.
Like the Kings of Suburbia one.
Yeah, and I tell you what, he looks cool as fuck on that.
Yeah.
Like literally, like he's aged so much in 4 years compared to now. Because there he looks. There's elements of where he looks.
Does that to you? I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was. I think he might have been dyeing his hair anyway, and then I thought, you know what, fuck it.
Yeah. Well, he's got that like. He's still got the like 90s look in his face as well. Like I don't know if you've ever seen Row Your Boat, the film.
I haven't, no.
No, he looks in certain shots on that. He looks exactly like that, just with grey hair.
Okay.
Whereas now he looks.
I don't mind his grey hair. Like I can understand people going. It would have been a shock, right, if I'd have been really following the band in depth. If it had gone from like late 2013 pure brown to grey. Yeah. It doesn't bother me, if I'm honest. More like when he dresses like a dad, that bothers me. When he wears his own clothes, that kind of bothers me. He's like, oh, I'm repping my own brand. It's like, come on, dude, just like when the Montreal second night, then he looked like a rock star.
Yes, I thought, obviously since when they done like Rock and Rio and the Sao Paulo, cool. I thought there he looked like himself again.
Yeah, South America he looked like himself. Like Sao Paulo, we're getting massively off topic here, but Sao Paulo was well, that's when I thought, you know what, that might be a turning point.
And to be fair, I still to this day think it was, because John on that first leg before that wouldn't move from the mic stand. Was literally squeezing the mic to get any sort of note out.
Yeah.
Whereas now, you listen to Lay Your Hands on Me, and he does nail that high note.
Yeah.
While he's walking around, and obviously he's full of energy.
In medicine, he does the shout thing.
Yeah. And to be fair, when they played like little surprises, like remember when they played that Sleeping I'm Dead as the opener as well?
Yeah, that was really cool.
And you know what? That's not a song that I like that much. But to see it live and see John go through or see it live as an opener and see John walk through the crowd, I was like, that's Bon Jovi. That's what you want. Something that a song that they play often, but yet they've rearranged the order and it's surprised everyone. And I was like, that's the Bon Jovi we want.
Yeah, I'll say When I'm Dead's a good song, but it's sort of one where it's like it's a crowd pickup song.
Yeah, it is.
Or you play Raise Your Hands, or you play One Wild Night, or something like that.
Yeah, it is. It's got
it going on or whatever. But so I enjoy it. It's a good crowd. It's surprisingly good as a opener.
Yeah, it was very good. I thought it was brilliant. Yeah. So you've said It's Hard Letting You Go is one of your top 5. What are your other 4?
Oh God. Someday I'll Be Saturday Night. I love that song.
Yep.
I heard have you seen the one where they did it in London 1995 when they had Little Steven come on?
Okay, yeah.
That just confirmed it to me. God, they were good. But,
yeah.
God, there's not very much I can say. It was just those vocals were just insane.
Yeah.
I kind of want to put like the Ride Cowboy Ride and Stick to Your Guns as like a combo.
Oh, okay. That's unusual.
I really like that. Like, I can't put Stick to Your Guns as on its own.
Yeah.
And they were so clearly meant to be.
Oh, like, yeah, definitely.
I think I'll cheat a little bit and maybe put them, because I love that trifecta of Wild as the Wind, Stick to Your Guns, and then Ride Cowboy Ride, Stick to Your Guns. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I'll put that there. Again, I'm like you, these will change.
To be fair, I've put you on the spot though. Mine was a bit planned in the head. Yours has been put on the spot, so
yeah. And there'll be ones that I'll get off this call and I'm like, fuck, I should have said this.
But you know what? I done exactly the same. As I said the other day, when I got the message saying, "Are you ready now?" I was eating my dinner, so I literally hadn't wrote anything down. I just thought, all right, it'll come to me. And then when I left, I was going, like, I said it to my girlfriend. I was like, I chose these, and she's like, "What? Like, you never mentioned them?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, but they're amazing songs." So it does change all the time. Like, I'll go through phases of listening to That's What the Water Made Me.
Yeah, that's a great song. I love that. The only, not the only song. What about now? It's my favorite.
Oh, when I used to have iTunes, because I don't have an iPod or anything anymore, but I used to listen to the What About Now album on my iPod a lot, and it got to about a month in, and That's What the Water Made Me was about 300, 400 times played more than any other song through the whole Bon Jovi discography. I was just like, this song, I mean, I remember hearing it live and I loved it.
Yeah, I liked how high they put the keyboards in, like really high.
There's another one though, another outro song where they've added an outro, but it wasn't on the album. Like, that outro live was amazing. Tico's drumming is
he's like 70 now or something like that.
Yeah, I think is he 66 or something? I think he's just turned 65, 66.
Insane for that.
Oh, he's incredible. He, like, still to this day, I was watching that Keep the Faith performance from, the Pro Shot thing the other day, and I can't take my eyes off Tico.
No,
because he's just banging them drums like he did 35 years ago.
Like, you see some drummers and it's like, yeah, I'll hit the things, and then there's like him, and there's a few others. Lars Ulrich's kind of the same.
Yeah,
just back them. It's like, damn.
But you very rarely hear Tico miss a beat.
No.
I think the only one off the top of my head that I can remember is I think it was Always in 2008 somewhere. Might have been Twickenham actually. And he missed the beat at the start of it or something, or towards the end.
Yeah.
That's the only time where I've gone, wow, that's not like Tico.
Yeah.
He
I didn't think he could sing either until I listened to Only My Dreams.
He's got how deep is his voice as well.
It's weird, yeah. I had a deep voice and I was like, dude, what the fuck?
I tell you what though, I do think it's a very good song, that.
Yeah.
It's quite sad actually, that song.
Yeah. You listen to it and it's like, oh, dude.
Yeah, you do. It's a very good song, that one.
Yeah. I do like some of the songs off that. I'm not going to include anyone here, but I don't think anything would any. But the one that got away, I really.
That I have always loved that song. You're the first person I've ever heard mention that, actually. It's
the lyrics are amazing. Like, it's not the most sort of complicated musically.
No.
I think this is true of It's Hard Letting You Go as well. But
yeah,
the words are amazing.
That like, I think there's a lot of songs on the box set that are very underrated.
Yeah. Good Guys Don't Always Wear
White. Oh, jeez, what a song! Yeah. The Garage Land for me is just like
fun. Yeah.
Satellite.
Yeah.
Sympathy.
Maybe Someday I quite like.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think it's either. I think it might be the second album out of the four. I just absolutely love most of them. I think it's the one that got away. You Can Sleep While I Dream, Sympathy, like them type of songs are just fantastic.
It's not a normal Bon Jovi song. It's like really good.
Yeah, no.
Like I Get a Rush. I quite like that.
Yeah, and it's interesting, isn't it? How
it reminds me.
Like only some songs off the box set they've actually played live. And I Get a Rush as one, Miss 4th of July, Garageland, Radio, Save Me Life Tonight. They're the type of songs that you hear pop up on the odd set list, you know, once in a blue moon. But you never really consider there's 4 albums worth post 2000 for a lot of the songs. You don't really hear a lot of them live, which is a shame because there's some absolute gems on it.
Some of them, like Radio Save My Life Tonight, is an amazing song, and I struggle to see why it wasn't on an album.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, there's a few on there. That's definitely the top one where I'm like, how the hell have you not put this on?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
The only thing I can think of, because that was recorded in the mid-90s.
If I'm not mistaken, I could be totally wrong here. I'm going off the top of my head. I'm sure it was meant to be for Keep the Faith.
Yeah.
But I could be totally wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of Why Aren't You Dead.
Like his 90s voice. But like the thing is, if you put that on the album, that has to be a single, and then he'll have to sing that on key every night.
Yeah.
Also, when they did it in 2005, like people, you could tone it down a half.
Oh yeah.
They couldn't have done that then, and that would have ruined.
Oh, no chance. Yeah. Which again is a shame of, you know, what's happened now, I guess. But again, there's not many bands that do play in the original key anymore.
I think people are realising that if you want to have a long career, you need to maintain your singer's voice.
Yeah. Well,
if you look at Joe Elliott, his voice is waning.
Yeah.
He's got no power to it anymore.
Well, what do you think of John getting vocal surgery at this age?
Steven Tyler's had it.
Yeah.
I think he needs to get to the point where he literally can't. I don't think it's worth doing because the risks I think are fairly high.
Yeah, I don't know if you know the Script, the band The Script.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen them a couple of times live, and it's not often that when you're actually there you hear a singer go off key. But I've heard them a few times sing off key. That Danny O'Donoghue, and he got vocal surgery, and I didn't know. And he was on some TV show, and he sounded amazing.
Okay.
It just sounded like he was hitting notes much easier. When I say amazing, he's not the greatest singer in the world, but he was hitting notes that he couldn't hit usually.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, what's changed here? And it was only that they'd done an interview after the performance, and he said, I had vocal surgery. And I was like, come on, like, John, why haven't you? But
the thing is, though, because we don't know, I have no idea how a vocal surgery works. We don't know what's actually wrong with it.
Yeah.
If he's got nodules or something like that, they're fixable. But if it's literally just
you've got
his voice box is just worn out.
Yeah.
I don't know how much there is you can do for that.
And with that vocal surgery that Danny O'Donoghue had, you can't speak or something for 6 weeks. It's literally like you can't do anything. You've got to let whatever surgery you've had, whatever parts of the throat you've had, you've got to let it recover.
Yeah, my cousin had she's massively into theatre and stuff, and she can sing, and she had something on her throat.
Yeah.
You couldn't say anything for it was very minor. You couldn't say anything for 3 days.
Yeah. It's,
and I think the thing, if I was John, that I'd be worried about that, if it went wrong and it affected his speaking voice, he clearly has passions outside of music at this point. If he can't do in his public speaking and that sort of thing.
Do you know what though? Again, and I know as you get older, your voice does get deeper, and obviously the screaming that he used to do and so on and so forth will. But I also think that John's speaking voice has totally changed in the past 5 years, even.
Yeah. I think it was there's a big difference between 20. They did the Sandy Hook thing in 2012.
Yeah.
And then that concert you mentioned in 2013.
Yeah.
There was a big difference between his speaking voice there.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. And it's crazy how that's happened, because obviously, as you said, singing voice, when you think of a vocalist, you kind of just think of the singing voice. But with John, it's becoming more and more noticeable that his voice has totally changed. I was watching that Kay Bailey interview, which, bored the absolute tits off me. But we would me and my girlfriend were saying, he sounds different. Yeah. Still sounds like John. But you can tell there's a deepness, and There was a show that he done. I can't remember. Do you know what it might have been? It might have been that iHeartRadio one. And he was talking, and even when he was talking, his voice just totally cracked.
Yeah.
And you go, wow, this fella's voice now is just, you know. And I also put on the Jovi Talk forum how the London Palladium show, his voice has actually, his singing voice has deteriorated from that show as well, I think.
Surprised me.
Yeah, and the only reason that the performance that made me realise was, you know, the pro shot they done of Roller Coaster.
Yeah,
I could listen to the Roller Coaster version of from the London Palladium all day. There's just something about it. But that one, it just sounds so. I mean, don't get me wrong. He was stood at the mic for dear life at the London Palladium show.
Yeah.
Whereas on the pro shot, he is bouncing around, but you can tell there's a difference in his tone already.
Yeah, I think that might be because they've been on top of it. I think the Palladium, they did like 5 shows or something like that.
Yeah.
I think I would rather have him be John on stage.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
And being slightly better. If it was sort of like he could sound like he did in 2010 and stand still.
Yeah.
Or sound like he does now and jump around, then yeah, stand in the mic, whatever. But like,
yeah.
having that much of an effect, really.
I've always said that if John is in a good mood, the show's going to be great.
Yeah.
So if you get John, the front man, who, you know, is jumping around and interacting with the crowd and having a laugh, and regardless of his voice, the show is going to be good.
Yeah.
Because he's into it. And once you've got, it's almost like, obviously you'll know being a teacher, once you've got the kids on side, the lesson flows like that. And I find it's very similar to obviously performing. You know, once you've got the lead singer on board as a crowd, you know, as a participant in the crowd, once you see that lead singer putting us all into it, you know, the show.
It just completely changes the atmosphere.
100%. Yeah.
That was so noticeable. Like all the shows I've been to this year, I've been to 4 thus far this year. 3 that were like all good, 3 that were amazing. And like when the Foo Fighters came on, Dave Grohl was on it like this, and when Bryan Adams came on, he was on it like this, and then when the Gaslight Anthem came on, they were all on it like this.
Yeah.
And the energy in the place just went up.
Yeah.
And that's what needs to happen. And I don't get that with This House Is Not for Sale as an opener.
Yeah. No, I do have to agree.
Don't quite have it to open a show, really.
Yeah. I think it would work better as the second song.
Yeah.
You know, kick in, as we said, I'll Sleeping on Bed. Start with that, and then do an outro, and then bang, down, play, go straight into that. And I think that would work. I think the crowd would still be on a high from that opener, leading into a song.
Like Raise Your Hands was like as an opener.
Yeah. See, I mean, this gets a lot of criticism, I find, but Happy Now, I thought was a great, I mean, I never witnessed it in person, so I think it's totally different, obviously, when you're there to watch it on YouTube, but for me, when he used to, like, jump up the stairs, you know, on his way out while Richie was playing the talk box, I just thought, wow, this is a good opener, and I always wanted to wear it, but it never got played as an opener for me.
I think that's what the Watermaid music great opener.
I did. Don't get me wrong, I think it kind of dips, doesn't it? Because the intro's very like upbeat, and then obviously as John sings, it does lose that momentum a bit, but that outro picks it up massively.
Yeah. I think for me, they just need to have a variety of openers. I think like it shouldn't be an event that they like Sleep was really cool, but it shouldn't have been the first time since 2013 they'd had like not This House Is Not for Sale.
Yeah.
2015, they just went Bon Jovi show. I can't look at them and say like this is Bon Jovi playing, but I think they hadn't had, if you include 2015, they hadn't had something that wasn't This House Is Not for Sale.
Yeah.
From like then until that 2018 show.
Yeah.
It was
Well, one of my biggest memories, one of my favourite memories of seeing Bon Jovi was in 2008. I went to see them at the Etihad. And they were opening up with, what were they opening up with in 2008?
Highway Summertime.
No.
I could look it up on Setlist FM if I'm honest with you. Though.
Yeah, they kept opening up with, don't get me wrong, they changed it a few times, but at the Etihad, out of the blue, they opened up with Living on a Prayer.
Okay.
And that for me, just wow, because even though it's Living on a Prayer and they've heard it at every single show, every single night, just that change from the end of the show to the first song of the show, it was absolutely amazing, and the crowd were into it. Obviously, with it being like Living on a Prayer, was straight into it
as well. That's when I saw them did it. That's cool. In that tour, the set list was really cool.
They are doing brilliant.
Really, really cool. Because they did a double at Twickenham. They opened with World for one of them. That's a good opener.
Did they open with in 2008 Lost Highway a lot? Or am I imagining
they did
that?
On the DVD. They did.
Okay.
So I think it might have been an American tour thing.
Right.
You can get away with a lot more in the American.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm really interested. I still need to give you 2 more songs.
Oh, of course, yeah. So what have you chosen so far? It's Hard Letting You Go.
Hard Letting You Go. Saturday Night.
Yeah.
And what was another one? Oh, it was the Stick to Your Guns and Ride Cowboy Ride.
Of course, yeah.
And when you think about it, like I have to think it's the song on the record, because Always I love, but it's not in my top 5 on the record.
Right.
Live.
Yeah.
But if I'm saying like on the record, I can't say I like it as a ballad as much as something like Bed of Roses.
Really, yeah.
One that I think I need to put in I Believe is one of them.
Oh, wow. What
Such a song.
An absolute masterpiece of a song.
Yeah.
See, again, growing up until about 2008, 2009, that was my favourite song by the band.
Yeah. And that performance that they did in that, I mentioned it earlier, in their like 93 performance.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that was good.
Yeah.
I get ill just thinking about it.
Even the 2000 one, I think it might have been in Bremen. For some reason, that's sticking out. That version as well is incredible.
Yeah. Even they played in Lisbon was good.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't amazing that night, and even that was...
Lisbon, that Lisbon performance, again, that's another one I still go to, because it's just one of them songs that you still, like, the passion's there from them, or from them, but obviously, for like, as a singer, the passion's there from John. And This Ain't a Love Song as well, or from that show.
I love that song.
Well, my best mate Kev, he was fuming because they played it in, I want to say San Sebastian, but again, I could be wrong. They played it the night before, and he phoned me that night, just before he went to Lisbon, saying, I'm not going to, they played it. When did they play 2 rare songs in a row? I was going, Kev, it's the last show of the tour, just, you never know. And then it got played, and apparently he got picked up in the middle of the air, in the middle of the crowd at Lisbon and everything, because that's one song that he's wanted to do. He's been to, I think it's 47 Bon Jovi shows.
Oh, God, right,
so
okay.
I think that was one off his bucket list.
Okay. San Sebastian, that's when they played Santa Fe, wasn't it?
It could have been. I think so.
Was it in San Sebastian? It was certainly in Spain. It might have been in like Barcelona or something like that.
But beforehand, they played it obviously in like the O2 and that, didn't they?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, they went through a bit of a stay. They came, like, he played it acoustically.
It was the first time that he'd ever played it live.
Yeah.
So it got released in, 90 or something like that.
But... Yeah. And that was a big shock, obviously.
Yeah. Because that album's good. But I think my last one is probably going to be Silent Night. I love that song.
In your top 5?
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah. It's like I go to it and I think I need to play this song more often.
Wow.
I can't get I look at it and I'm like, this should be one of your best ballads.
Really? Yeah, see?
Yeah, I don't know why. There's something about it, and especially I saw they played it live in like the Japan '85 DVD.
Yeah.
I was sitting there and I was listening to it with my dad, and he was just like, actually no, I was listening to the normal version, and my dad he'd never heard it like the record version before.
Right.
He'd heard the DVD version and the outro, like the way he does the guitars and whatever.
Yeah.
Just gets me. It's so good.
Do you know what? That's probably going to have to be a song I listen to again.
God, it's good.
Yeah, I must admit, I can't remember the last time I listened to Silent Night.
I can't get enough. I don't listen to it that often.
Yeah.
Whenever it comes on, I'm like, the way that the keyboards come in and they're just like fading, and it's like got that beat, and then the guitars like comes in. Oh.
That's a good thing though. That like even the guy on the podcast the other day, some of the songs he was saying, I was like, really?
Yeah.
But I suppose that like that's what's so good about being a fan.
Yeah. They've got like, it's why it's so good. They've got like over 250 songs.
Yeah.
There is so much scope for what you like. It's harder to. You would be hard pressed if you like rock music.
Yes. Yeah.
Find the Bon Jovi song that you like.
Yeah. Well, here's another question for you. So obviously you've chose your top 5. We'll almost finish on this point now.
Yeah, sure.
You've done your 5 songs now. The guy I mentioned, Kev, who's been to 40 odd shows, his favourite album, and try and have a guess. I'll give you 3 attempts of what his favourite Bon Jovi album is and see if you get it. Because to me, it still baffles me to this day. But let's see if you get it.
So, okay, you've said that. I'm not going to say the 4 easiest ones.
Okay.
If it baffles you, it can't be one of those 4.
Okay.
Bounce?
No.
I don't know. If it baffles you, like I'm thinking, like I can always like my favourites these days, but I can understand why people's favourite are one of those other 3 of the main 4.
Well, see, when I say baffles me, I think because, as you said, you expect it to be one of them top 4. As a massive fan, as a big fan as he is, if you ask someone like that, it's like, you know, it's like saying who's your favourite Liverpool player. You're going to say one of the greats.
Like Gerrard or whatever.
Yeah. So you've said Bounce. It's not Bounce.
I like Bounce, to be fair. It's a good
album. My brother hit the nail on the head with Bounce. The odd songs on it, so like track 1, 3, 5, they seem to be like the best on the album.
Yeah.
On the Vibe, the Distance. Can't even think what number 5 is off the top of my head, but
Misunderstood, isn't it?
Could be, yes, good one,
right.
Yeah.
Misunderstood. Misunderstood was All About Loving is one of the 2.
Yeah, All About Loving You 6. So yeah, Misunderstood, Hook Me Up.
That's a good song.
I think might be Right Side or Wrong or something, but you get like then he always hit the nail on the head. Bounce is number 11. But yeah, no, it's not Bounce. It's not Bounce.
It's not 700-800 degrees Fahrenheit.
Nope. Got one more.
Lost Highway?
Nope. So his favourite album, Kev's favourite album, is Crush.
Really?
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, I don't dislike Crush. It was the first album I got into. But like, just I still to this day, I don't know why I laugh, but I just don't.
It's a good album, to be fair. I'm like,
yeah,
it's one of those ones where I can be like, you know what, I can see what this deserves to be a big album.
Yeah, like it's. I think it's just as I said, when you've got, you know, the typical ones, Slippery, New Jersey, Keep the Faith these days, you kind of expect somebody to say one of them who's such a big fan to hear Crush. You go, what? So anyway, back to my original question. Obviously, his is Crush, mine's These Days. What's yours?
It's probably These Days as well.
Yeah.
It's either Keep the Faith or These Days, but I'd probably go These Days.
Yeah, These Days is unbelievable.
It's the album that has the most sort of meaning to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, before they got really sanctimonious and like, oh, you can do it. It was the sort of one where it was like, you know what, there's some shitty times and you're going to have to get through it. While still having, I think they were really smart putting This Ain't a Love Song in there, and that it was a really good hit song.
Yeah.
It still fit the theme of the album.
It did. And obviously, it kind of came after Always, then it was almost like, let's try and release another power ballad, let's say.
Yeah.
And it kept them current. It wasn't like they were chasing a hit as such, but it kept them, you knew it was Bon Jovi when you heard it.
Yeah.
Which is obviously what you want as a band.
Yeah,
right, so
it was really good. It's such a solid album. Like, I can't say there's a song I dislike.
Yeah, to be honest, I can't. I was saying again, it might have been Kev or my girlfriend the other day, you've got songs like, to me, like Something for the Pain or Bitter Wine. Like, I kind of listen to them and I go, right, they're not as good as what's before and after them. but still, they're still in their own way really, really strong, solid song. Like
Lie to Me is an amazing song.
Yeah, Lie to Me. Yeah,
it's so.
Have you ever heard the Florida version from 1995?
I mustn't. I've seen the one I've seen the most is the one at in Paris at the Taratata Music Festival one.
This one beats it. It might be 96 even. Sorry, I'll send you it. His voice at the end. Oh my god, it's the best his voice sounds.
Really?
On any song for me. Yeah. Again, it was Kev who introduced me to that version. He was like, listen to this. Gave me the CD. And I was just like, whoa, who is this guy? Unbelievable.
That's the thing that Bon Jovi's missing, that it very, very rarely has the wow moments.
Yeah.
You just don't get it very often. So, I got it when they had I woke up at, whatever, it's 7:30 in the morning when they done that, I'll Sleep When I'm Dead thing.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, that was really cool.
Yeah.
I haven't had that in a while. So
I'd say on a studio song, the last wow moment for me was the end of Devils in the Temple.
Yeah, that really gets going, doesn't it?
Yeah, and do you know what? It's a shame that ended so early as well, because I think that could have built into one really, Who Would You Die For?
Yeah.
And he does the Lad I Want to Know at the end. That could have built into something like that at the end, which would have changed everyone's opinion on John on that part alone.
Yeah. I think it's hard. The problem with Devils in the Temple is the guitars in the guitars in the beginning and the first verse are crap.
Do you think so? Yeah.
I hate the beginning of it.
Do you? Yeah.
I hate
just like the.
Oh, it's just missing something. It's so basic.
Really? Yeah, you're not a fan of that?
Fair enough. I can't stand.
Do you know what I think it was for me? That when they played one of them promo shows, I think the first one they done was on Broadway or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I remember I got up and I wanted to stay away from the album, but I thought live it's not going to have the same effect as it does in the studio anyway, so I'll give it a listen. And that I put it on just while Roller Coaster was playing, and then when Devils in the Temple come on and I heard that riff, I was like, oh my god, this is a rock song. And I think
it does have that. Once the drums kick in that song, one of my favorites on the album, but you get it has when it's just the guitar and just him singing.
Yeah.
For me, it's just a bit meh.
Really, yeah.
There's the bit where it goes and I Can Tear It Down, and then Tico comes in.
I must admit that the song does change when the drums come in, but again, like I said, when I went to the Palladium show, one of the parts I remember was that intro, and I just remember, here we go, this is the rock song that we've wanted for a while. And I think that's why I appreciate that part probably more than yourself, just because when I went to that show, I was just like, oh my god, I was like a big kid.
I think obviously I've been a fan of the band for years, but I've only really got to the space recently where I've actually been properly really into them.
Yeah.
So I haven't really had, when What About Now came out, I didn't realise until 3 months later or something like that.
Yeah.
It was just kind of there. But I'm glad I'm properly into them now, because we can actually appreciate that sort of stuff. I'm looking forward to this coming Australian Japan shows. I'm really interested to see how they go. Yeah,
I mean, I am. I must admit, I'm looking forward to it. As I said, I know I can come across like a moaning or a negative, but it's still the excitement that I get for Bon Jovi, I get like nobody else.
Yeah,
it's when me next favorite band, whoever it is, or my other favorite artist announce a show, I go, oh yeah, click by with Bon Jovi. I'm like, oh my god, what one shall I go to? Who can I go with? I make a big deal of it. So that shows that as negative as it can be, or as much as I can criticize them, there's still for me no band out there that will ever come close.
Yeah, 100%. It's the only one for me at the moment, and Bon Jovi's been that one constant where it's been I've always been massively into them. For a bit, I was really into Def Leppard, that sort of thing, but it hasn't lasted. At the moment, I'm massively into the Gaslight Anthem. I don't know if you've had a Bon Jovi show like it, but I went to it their live show, and I was like, holy shit, these guys are doing better than I thought they were.
Yeah. Do you know what? My first show was when I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
And like, obviously at that time, literally John could have farted down the mic for 2.5 hours, and I'd have come away saying it was the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Obviously 2006, I remember my brother, it was when my brother started going off the band. He'd done the whole UK tour of 2003, and then went to a couple of shows in 2006, and that's when he started going off them. And I remember some comments he made about the show previous to the one I was going to. It put me off a little bit going, it put me in a bit of a negative mood.
Yeah.
So I think coming away from that one, I never had that wow, even though I got Dry County in 2006. Last Man Standing, obviously starting the show, and it was a decent show. The one show that made me go wow was 2008, the Etihad.
Okay.
It just felt like a different band. As I said, Living on a Prayer opened the show, so that straight away got me like, oh my god. Then they played songs like Always, which I didn't expect. Because it was when it was
2006. Richie wasn't in a good place, really, was it?
Yeah. Well, even in well, it was 2007, wasn't it? It was just the promo show for Lost Highway when he went into rehab the first time. Because he came back for the O2 show, the promo one. And then, but 2008, I was like, what? This is like, again, I think I was at that age where I was 15, and I was like, I started to realise that just because the song's catchy doesn't mean it's actually good.
Yeah.
And that's where like my love for the band started to morph into like a bit of a negative vibe, but also when they're good, I was majorly positive. And as I said, Living on a Prayer got played that day. Always, the Diamond Ring into Always was incredible. Again, they played Dry County, and it was just one of them shows that I come away from going, wow.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'll never forgive them. That night, Lie to Me was on the set list, and they changed it for I Love This Town.
Oh no.
Yeah, exactly.
That really sucks.
So, like, do you know what? When we were speaking about I Love This Town, that's probably why I dislike it so much now that I've come to think of it. It's because it got changed. Lie to Me got changed for that pilot head.
Oh, dude,
that like, yeah, I think that's that. But it's the 2008 show was where I went, this is the band that I'll always be a fan of.
Yeah.
And I always thought that anyway. I was a huge fan, obviously, from a young age. But as I said, I got to the age now where I understood that, you know, times have changed, and how you'd appreciate a song a bit more and what goes into it, and that, not just because it sounds catchy, it's great. But yeah, I'll never be a fan of Bon Jovi like I would be with somebody else.
No, it would take something quite special for that, and in the current music climate, I can't see it happening.
No, there's not a chance. There's not a chance.
It's all like, we'll bitch about the band, but I still love them.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah.
Honestly, it would take literally one or two fairly minor changes, and it would feel really good again.
Do you know what? It would probably take seeing them again.
Yeah.
To go.
Yeah. It's like, I remember looking at the message board and stuff. Is that you'll see people will go, you know what? I was really down about the band, and I went and saw them live. I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I love them again. Yeah,
exactly. And I got the same vibe in 2016 for the Palladium show. I was like, this isn't going to be the same band. John sounds like crap. But I come away and I went, wow, what a show. And it gave me that buzz again for the band. And I think because it's been, well, it'll be 6 years since the last proper tour in the UK.
Yeah.
I think we just need a real proper band show from them. And I love them. I love them. Obviously, I still do, but I'll appreciate them like I always have again.
Yeah, they're going to give out and give a kick-ass show. Like, unless something goes dreadfully wrong in the ones that they're going to do later this year, like if they sound awful, I'll then consider whether I'll go or not. But from those ones, like, I just want to see them play something interesting. Like if they come out, say we're like the South America shows, it was like the first time we'd really heard any of the ballad songs.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we'll just get some cool shit.
Yeah,
this is special to the band, should be at least.
Yeah.
Australia again is kind of like Europe, and they kind of demand quite a good.
Oh, I tell you, Sydney have had some incredible shows in the past.
Yeah.
So I think
my expectations are sort of, I just give us something to get like pumped for,
Yeah, no, definitely. Right, I best get ready for work. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to wrap this up. I know back to work again. I go.
I've got some cool stuff to get done, mate. So.
But no, I appreciate your time for doing this.
I've really enjoyed it. It's been really good.
Just like I said to the podcast the other day, it's been interesting to speak in depth to somebody who's a fan, whether they're a big fan or just know different songs to Living on a Prayer. And always, it's good to speak to somebody who kind of is on the same wavelength as you.
Yeah.
And obviously cares about the band just as much as yourself. So hopefully, as I said, I'm trying to do this regularly.
It'll be really good. I think you clearly know enough about the band to sort of really get something like this going.
I hope so. I think the one thing that even on the forum, the Bon Jovi forum, people have always said there's no podcast to.
Yeah.
So hopefully this is the start of something, and I know obviously it's the first one. It's not going to be the best thing in the world, but
more professional though. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it gives a bit of a platform, I guess.
Yeah.
But no, I appreciate your time very much.
Cool,
and hopefully we get to do it again.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. And I'll see you like in July of next year. We're both going to go see them live.
Yeah, touch wood. Anyway, they need to announce dates soon. So, but once this is uploaded, I'll give you a message and take it from there.
Yeah, all right, sweet.
Cheers. Thanks very much for your time.
Cheers.
See ya. It's all right, mate.